Hey guys, so before we get into this podcast, I just want to let you guys know that I fucked the audio, and I fucked it hard, and my microphone hasn't been plugged in, and me, Megan and Guardbros sat down and recorded this over the course of about 2.5 hours, and we've been trying to get this done for about 3 weeks. Yeah, one of those ones. So, I was talking to them, and they're like, just, we'll post it, you know what I mean? It's still got a lot of good stuff in it. But I sound like I'm in a wind tunnel, so sorry about that, guys. And if you're not interested in this one, I don't blame you, because Jesus Christ, can only hope this doesn't happen again. But I think it's a really interesting topic, and let's get into it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Neckbeardia podcast. If this is what you call a podcast,
it's not really a podcast at this point.
It's not really, but our topic,
yeah.
Our topic today is: are you born evil?
Ooh, dun dun. I need a soundboard for this type of shit. Dun, dun, dun. So it's something that I'm really interested in, and we were touching on that we were talking about, evil races, everyone, black people being orcs or whatever. You remember that whole thing?
Oh, I remember that.
But anyway, I'm not even touching that topic because that's not what we want to talk about. But what I'm kind of interested in is, since we've had Aussie, I've been reading more and more child psychology, and it's the most depressing shit you'll ever find in your entire life. I guarantee that. There's nothing good can come from reading child psychology. It is the most depressing subject. Man, it's so bad. It's not even funny.
It's one of those things where child psychology kind of makes the bridge whether or not you're born evil or made evil. Because you ever look at there's a show called Casual Criminalist with another Englishman.
Oh, Simon Whistler, yeah. Megan hates him. It's not that bastard.
I don't.
So how is this guy made evil? Well, his mom beat the shit out of him. Okay, he didn't have anything good to eat. Okay, he had holes in his shoes. Okay, it's always that same pattern.
Yeah,
I mean,
always.
People are born evil for sure, and I've met a few of those fuckers, and I might even be one. But most of quote unquote the mass murderers and all that, majority of them are going to be made via circumstance. And I think it's one of those things where people confuse the two when making their fantasy bad guys or your or your BBEG, if you will. Mm-hmm. And some folks just don't get it right. Sometimes, being a published writer. Cringe. Guard dies of cringe. So you want to. I'm sure you guys have read books with cartoonishly evil, widely whiplash, mustache twirling villains. Or you're just evil to be evil.
Yeah.
And those kind of villains are relatively always boring.
Yeah, there's no sustenance behind them.
I hate to bring it up, but a good example I think would be the Avengers and stuff like that. I find all of the Marvel movies, there's only 2 good villains, which is let's be okay. I'm not going to talk about how good they're okay. I think they're perfect.
They're good? Question mark.
They're palatable. You know what I mean?
I haven't watched them in a while.
Yeah, we stopped watching.
I think the 2 best Marvel villains were basically the fucking Mega Chin Purple Lad and then Ultron.
That makes sense. But that's what I find. It's hard to do a good villain though. That's what I'm trying to get.
I really like Loki as a villain.
He was a fun villain.
I did.
Well, Loki's a villain, kind of villain anti-hero, where he wasn't made. He was actually wasn't born. He was made.
He was made again. And he was through his
via circumstance. Yeah.
At the same time, he's driven by human emotions, human greed, the need to be bigger than his big brother. He's actually a more understandable villain than Mega Chin, who's trying to fucking seduce the goddess of death. Yeah, I'm gonna
big Schnupp.
Big Schnupp.
I love that. Thickos. That was a funny shit ever at the time.
But the biggest thing is just if you want a good villain, you have to make a good villain and make him understandable. You can't say, this guy burns puppies. Why? He enjoys the smell.
Like Cruella de Vil.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they are fun. I think, so there's 2 examples. There's 2, I don't know if I can even say their names. on YouTube before we get assaulted.
So, demonetized.
Yeah.
Say the names that people call them.
Oh, so the Supreme Gentleman and okay, so they're both very different. They're different but the same.
Who's the other one?
The other one was a guy in 2012 with School for Children. Yeah, that one.
The one Alex Jones is one?
Yeah, the one that Alex Jones is on to bother with. Yeah. How bad is it we have to actually like skin around the question?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to fucking say it. That's how bad YouTube is. But anyway, so the Supreme Gentleman, like, you know, it's pure sex based for him. Like, everyone can tell you that.
Yeah.
But again, it is it's not that his parents were abusive; they were neglectful. If that makes any sense, like they were absent-minded.
I find that a lot with school shooters, though.
Yeah, I find very, very absent-minded.
The parents, they don't. Yes, maybe they're not.
Like ghosts, like almost.
Maybe they're not like outwardly abusive, but they're abusive in the same sense of they don't know what their child is feeling.
I would say
they don't talk to their children.
They're failing the nurture part.
Yes.
Of making a child.
Yeah, they give them a house, they give them a home, they give them food, but they don't.
There's nothing else.
There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like basically like a low-class boarding school where here's your room, go fuck off. Like,
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like,
does your mom hug you? No.
Well, you know, I think that's really what it boils, especially when it comes to a big difference.
And you find that with serial killers as well. That it always boils down to the mother, though.
Well, I find it does.
It almost always does.
Always the mother. The mother doesn't give love, and the father's always too hard.
Well, what's this term? The tyrannical father and the
overbearing mother. But in this case, there's no love from the mother. And the tyrannical father's still there. Yeah,
it's a hard one to really get behind, but like, you know, the Supreme Gentleman, he is. You know, the thing about him is if he just had any basic idea of like human interaction.
I know.
Like, you know, the way he presents himself, like the Supreme Gentleman believed, okay, if I have this car, if I wear these, that means like me.
Yeah.
And he's got no actual understanding. You know what it is? He thought everyone else thought the exact same way, and he was unable to like understand
that people don't
think the way he does.
The way his thoughts combine.
Yeah. And it's an interesting one to really look at, like, you know, fuck's sake,
unprofessional.
I don't know. But yeah, so I think the biggest thing with the Supreme Jump, again, neglect, I would argue.
Yeah.
It's a form of they provided for him, and they actually got money and whatnot, but they didn't, like, almost like human complex. Like,
but yet again, that's not born evil.
Well, it's not.
It's nurtured into evil.
Like, you know, I kind of like the idea of let's take baby Supreme Gentleman, we'll give him to like a family that actually does like look after him.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the same person?
No.
Or is he going to be a very different person?
Very different person.
So the kind of person where they're born evil, they're how to explain it? I don't want to sound like a super fucking glowy on this fucking podcast. Like,
don't worry, we all people. I've actually been called a glowy before. I thought it was
I know. I was there, but these people who are born evil or born like devoid of proper human emotions, they're far more rare. Those who are nurtured evil or lack of nurtured evil. So, like, usually these people who are wearing faces as masks, you know, like Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Quite in this case.
Yeah, like Ed Gein, if he had a normal fucking family without a tyrannical mother who was, like, the object of his affections, he would be a complete normal dude. But there are the rare ones where these people who run around and hunt humans for fun and do diabolical things, or who are truly quote unquote evil, you'll never know they're there because, you know, they can fake the funk enough where you'll never know. You'll see them and you'll go, that's just a normal lad having a pint, but you don't know he's planning to murder the dude next to you.
So
he likes how his ponytail is.
Dexter.
Yeah, more or less like Dexter.
Well, the problem I've got with most serial killers tend, like, a lot of people do, that we all like to believe that they're very like hyper intelligent, they're very sophisticated. But let's be serious, 99% of the time when it comes to serial killers, it's about sex and bad impulse control.
The only real the only real serial killer that comes to my mind that I think could be argued that he was born evil is Jeffrey Dahmer, only for the simple fact that from a very young age, he was interested in dissecting animals, getting animals, putting them in glass jars,
I feel like
and it gradually got worse.
Well, the only way you'll find these people is when they're in their adolescence, because their filter hasn't grown yet.
Yeah.
The ones I've met, which was a trip in the army, you could call them hyper predators in a way, because they have this urge to just hunt people. And it sounds dumb as fucking, like super edgy Reddit boy, but they do have this urge to just be like a literal super predator.
Yeah.
And some of them will be more constructive. Like in the army, you find the more constructive ones where like, I just want to hunt Taliban because it's kind of like I can do it for free and not get caught. Other ones, they're usually working in usually remedial jobs, like garbage workers, etc., etc. There's a whole like lore on these people. And more or less, they're able to kind of shut off part of their brain where they feel like sadness for like most human beings can't kill the humans unless they're like forced into a corner and have to do it.
Yeah, that's what the interesting point is. What you're saying, like in the army, no man ever wants to kill another man.
Well, it's different if you're getting if you're. What was the whole thing?
But it's different, as Guardbros was saying, that there was people that he knew that physically just wanted to go out and hunt other men.
It's with a hunt people.
People in the army, you do it because you have to. It's not.
Okay, this is a horrible question, but did they at least excel in the army?
They did.
Oh, there you go. Good job.
Yeah, they did excel. And unfortunately, you get two sides of the coin here, where, again, these evil people who are born evil, not the ones who are made, but born evil. You get two sides of the coin in the military. You get the ones who know that killing others is bad, and they will do it in a proper way where they're absolved of guilt. Other ones just hunt people. Like most of the male-on-male rape is due to these people in the army who just hunt other people. And because they can't,
why does it have to be a thing? Why does it have to be a thing at all?
Well, it just is. So when these eviler people can't go off and kill folks, well, they know that they're fingerprinted. They can't just go off and start slaying their fellow soldiers. So they use, again, like we said before, sex to kind of batten down that hatch.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with the male psyche, male and male rape, the male's not going to say, yeah, this dude fucking plugged my butthole. He's never going to say that because that's how men are. Yeah. So they're able to hunt with impunity in the army because they're kept secure by the male anal ego in a way.
That's horrible. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't want to.
Yeah. So when I make these characters for either campaigns or books, I'm able to pull off these real life sources, and it's why most evil characters in books I kind of giggle at, because they're so, like I said before, like Snidely Whiplash, that I want to destroy the world because I hate the world. It's like this. That's not an evil character.
Well, I do argue. I think you get with a lot of mass shooters these days. Instead of just killing themselves, they're like, I'm gonna. And what I find really interesting is they never make. Obviously, these people have been suffering at the hands of other people. So why would they not make a list and be like, okay, they're dead, they're dead, they're dead, and they're dead? Mm-hmm. They never do that. They just want to sow misery. Does that make sense?
It is very complicated, but most of the fantasy evil BBEG tropes are in a sword and board setting with fantasy. So it's one of those things where you got to figure out why your character is doing what they're doing. Like in the old Skeleton Party, the Necromancer was supposed to be evil. She was supposed to be evil. That's the whole point of her. But she had a reason to do that because, for that one character, she went into necromancy because she lacked power to do anything else and trying to save her mom. So the most accessible way to get that power she needed to resurrect the skeleton players, was through necromancy, which is of course always frowned upon wherever the fuck you go, because you're dabbling with bones and spooky boys. So with her, the trope was she was pushed towards this evil type construction due to desperation. So most of the time, these evil people are going to be pushed towards their goals for certain reasons. It's going to be desperation, greed,
makes sense in there.
Lack of options.
So why they're doing it?
It's kind of like a staircase. It really is a staircase where, as you fall down the staircase, you're getting to fall more and more in line with, I need XYZ now. I can't do it the proper channels. Or sometimes it starts out where they start out really good until they need money. And I'm like, okay, I just gotta go. Yeah, it's like the necessities. It's amazing how necessities will drive people towards extreme violence. Like being in the MP Corps, you see things and read about things that just blows your mind. Like you get soldiers who are like, I need $30, but I can't get $30. I'm gonna go take $30. And then sometimes they take $30 and that's all that happens. Other times they go in to get $30 and then having to kill a guy who's like, you're not taking my $30, you fucking punk, and a fight breaks out. Other one stabs the other dude, and now they're caught in like they start falling down the staircase of evil where like, fuck, I just killed a dude, now I need more money, fuck, now the cops are after me, I killed the cop. It's like this horrible spiral staircase of bad things. It kind of goes down. Like my favorite kind of villains are ones who simply start out normal and then they take these
perfect example, Fallen Down. That guy from Fallen Down.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what I'm imagining.
that is such a good example. Fallen Down.
That's what I'm imagining. The way what you're describing anyway to me.
Well, because it's literally you can. Let's see, what's his name?
It kind of reminds me of like sometimes like you just think it's like that. I think
William Foster. It's William Foster.
Yeah.
Character. And his day starts out completely normal until it's a really hot day, and then his air conditioning fails, and he leaves his car, and it's just a spiral staircase of events that lead a character down this.
Did we watch that? We watched that, didn't we?
You fell asleep, I think.
Did I? Probably.
If any of you fucking Zoomers haven't watched Falling Down, watch Falling Down.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's definitely one. I think it's great. It falls into one of those movies like Taxi Driver, where it's like stop and marry the bad guy. You're not supposed to like the bad guy.
Here's another question.
What?
Why do most players, especially new players who just don't know much about it, maybe know a couple of rules, whatever like that, sit down and they always become murder hobos?
It's something because you're able to, because you're not like it's freedom, it's ultimate freedom.
But people will go with a character in their mind. I'm going to play this way, I'm going to do this way, but you sit down and the way they play it,
it just gets
it just spirals.
Well, it's due to the lack of actual consequences in game. No matter how bad they are, when the game ends, you're still you. There's no real consequences. Now, what separates, I guess this is true here, what separates the normal folks from the real murder hobos is the murder hobos in game will say, hey, I'm just having fun on the game. They just think they're having fun. The other murder hobos want to do it in real life and don't disassociate from the game in their head to the game they're actually playing. And those are the scary ones, because you gotta remember that human beings in concept, we're all super predators in our own right.
Yeah,
like we're all still even Gam who runs a chippy shop down the street can kill a man with a fucking butcher knife if she wanted to. Every human being is dangerous. What separates things is which human beings have enough of their humanity intact to not just go busting out and hit someone with a fucking car. Like, think of like all the people who through history who have been normal and have got pushed too far or finally snapped.
Oh, what would be a good one actually? I've got a perfect example for you. A lot of people, I would say Vlad the Impaler. He actually had a kind of good reason.
Yeah.
So, he actually did, as far as it goes.
Well, Vlad's a very interesting case because he was more or less born from war almost, because he was fighting the Turks, wasn't
he? No, he was from Thingy, but it was with the
Transylvania.
It was. I can't remember which one of them states.
You were about to say Pennsylvania.
Well, no. We're like. No, not. I know he's from Pennsylvania, but he was fighting the Turks during this long war, and like his dad sent him with his brother to the Turks as a hostage.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I think Vlad was like a built-up rage, where like he was just I guess he wanted to cause pain. That's why the whole impaling thing came back to mind.
Well, the impaling thing might be because he got molested by them as well. I'm pretty sure he got molested.
I don't know that much about Vlad.
It wouldn't shock me.
He put big spiky balls on people's bums.
I know that, but I don't know like that much of his
Yeah, that's a pretty brutal guy, so he was. But like, you know, again,
well, like,
weren't exactly nice people.
Well, what's weird is that folks think that this whole evil human thing is new. It's really not. Like there've been guys through history. Like there's one guy in history where he slaughtered like hundreds of children. I remember what his name was, but he's basically this guy during the medieval ages of ye old Europe. And the dude just slaughtered children like willy-nilly, and he finally got brought down. But evil's always been around; it's nothing new.
Yeah,
but I think he was one of those guys where he was born evil, and it's like I just want to kill children.
Yeah,
it wasn't like Ed Gein where his mama didn't fucking hug him enough. It's like I just want to kill these children because their mom's gonna hug them.
But I think that's where the difference comes from. The fact of in ye old times, medieval times, children weren't important.
Yeah,
children were pushed to the side, but that was completely normal.
Yeah.
Where
there was a
nowadays people
there's a really really good Anglo-Saxon law custom, and this went on for time. So say there was like an important court case or whatever. Like, so not many people could read or write at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what they would do is, if there was a very important case or whatever that happened, they would bring a child in and they would explain to them all of it, and then it would break the child's arm, because you always remember when you broke your arm. Mm-hmm. So then if you have to go back and check,
you'd be able to say.
You could go, oh, who was it at the time?
But
we'll get them
that's
in.
what I mean. Like, if it wasn't as like children weren't important back then, like whatsoever.
Yeah.
So our terms of evil now, back then, is probably just normal.
Yeah, I definitely, like, there's a good one that I came across a wee while back.
Like, look even back to like our parents and our grandparents' age, like beating your child.
Yeah,
it's just bog standard.
It's just par for the course.
It builds character.
Yeah, like my whenever my mum went to school, the teachers beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
principal beat you.
Well, every teacher beat round here.
Yeah.
And that's just completely normal.
Yeah, it's just par for.
So for you guys, what do you think? Well, so I'll ask you guys, what, in y'all's opinion, what makes a good villain and a bad villain? Like a haha, you're a stupid villain, or like you're actually kind of scary kind of villain? What to you guys? What makes those two archetypes?
One that I find myself agreeing with. That's a great villain. I think if I find it, make it such a good case. Why is my argument so good?
The older you get, the more you relate to like villains and TV shows.
The more the villain puts in like a good case, it's like, oh my fucking god, he's actually. Like... So you like compelling. Yeah, that's what.
A good villain to me, like a scary villain to me, is it's more
Well, they also need to make sense in their mind.
Yeah.
That
can nearly turn you.
If you can't understand why a villain's doing something, it's just not a good villain. It's why if you go on TG or Reddit or wherever else you get your fucking green text jollies, players will always make fun of bad villains, where it's just because you make no sense why you're doing this. Mm-hmm. It's like there's actually like my most famous example of a good villain. Have any of you watched Don't Breathe? So Don't Breathe is a horror flick where it's a blind man who.
Oh yes.
Yes.
They broke into his house.
Yeah, he's like, why are you doing this? And in the whole story plays that you're like, oh, that's why you're evil. You're like, because it's super fucked up what he's doing. But you can understand the madness that goes on inside him.
When did that come out? It came out like
2016.
Yeah.
Was it 2016 it came out?
They had a sequel too.
Oh.
But there are good and bad villains. Like to me, I hate how folks go, what about Snape from Harry Potter? What about the Joker from Dark Knight? No. They're not good villains. They're simply just the Joker is chaotic, neutral villain, and Snape's just a fucking soppy fucking simp. Yeah.
Quite good.
Snape is a simp.
I do actually really like Snape. I think would probably be my favorite character from.
I'm trying to think of like well done villains in like movies or books.
Well, what I thought made the Joker a really good villain was he was a bit different. Like, you know,
which Joker?
Like you said, there's Falling Down with Mr. Frost. That's one of the good villain. There's also Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. Another good villain.
Oh yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. Those he is. You know what we need to watch? Megan's never watched Gangs of New York.
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Have you?
Yeah.
So
we watched it together.
in Gangs of New York, with
And there's gangs.
Butcher.
Yeah. Whoops. I love him. I think he's great. He's so funny in that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to know good villains?
Okay.
Watch. I think there is a movie or there's a book. Shanko Butchers.
So did they make one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't I can neither confirm nor deny. I know someone that's related. I cannot.
I cannot confirm or deny.
I cannot confirm or deny that I know.
Someone who's related to Shanko Butchers.
Yeah, they copied some of the scenes from Scarface. I'm not even making that
Yeah.
up.
Really?
Yeah, they
it's
used
really
to
bad.
run about with hatchets
Yeah,
and just bomb into stores.
yeah, they're pretty mental guys. To be honest with you,
Really?
Yeah.
really insane. Like next level.
Insane. Like I remember reading the book years ago, and I had to stop. It was giving me nightmares. But it's all completely true.
Yeah, crazy people.
terrifying.
Genuine crazy people.
Well, it's one of those things where the real things that happen are sometimes the most horrifying. Fantasy is bad. You're like, oh, that's scary. But when you're exposed to the reality of what a human or a group of humans can do,
Yeah.
it gets far, far, far more scary
Yeah.
than.
Well, it gets even
what
worse
you
whenever they
think.
decide to copy from like what's the most horrifying thing we've ever seen on TV. Let's copy
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my fucking. It's like someone watching. Human Centipede and be like, you know what? That's actually a pretty good idea.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, actually, see, I find like the Walrus horror movie and Human
Oh
Centipede,
yeah. Well,
to me, those are like LOL, what the fuck horror movies. Cause
Yeah,
that
they
doesn't
are,
make no
yeah,
sense. Like,
yeah.
why do you want a Human Centipede? Because it's funny. That's where like you're just comically evil.
Yeah, there is a
Not really
movie,
structured.
The Resurrection Man.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
It's about the Shanko Butchers.
But I think that one villain everyone can actually get on the same lineup is fucking Hades from Hercules.
Yeah.
He's great. He's such a fun character.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's evil, which you're like, yeah, I kind of get it. Your brother's a fucking douchebag. You're giving Persephone, and she hates your guts. Like, you can see why he'd be angry wanting to upset the status quo and do things. I still think the Joker's fucking trash. I don't care who you ask. Joker's trash.
I enjoy him. I thought, like, you know, no, I liked him. You know, maybe.
I like
maybe
the
I'm just
Joker
annoyed.
I like the Joker as just a all-round villain,
Yeah.
but I don't think
I think
there's better. There is better.
I think the Joker from the live action movie with Joaquin Phoenix or whatever.
Oh, that was
a
good.
that was a much more grounded reality based Joker where you can see
Oh,
the
that
slip
one.
down.
Pure-
I was
I
literally trying to think, when did Joaquin Phoenix play the Joker? And then all that came into my head was the music on the stairs. I'm like, oh, yeah. I thought that one was very good,
I like
where
that
it
one.
played into the
We
full
should watch that,
mental
yeah. I haven't watched
side
it since
of the
it came out.
Joker,
Yeah.
where it really played
And,
into the.
and then also, like I said earlier, Loki is a good villain because you can see where it's a grounded villainy.
You know, a good example is, so does this mean, like, I really buy in all stories themselves? You can really argue, okay, so Harry Potter, there's an awful lot of Christian overtones to it, like rebirth and stuff like that.
Sure.
And you can say with Thor and Loki, like, two brothers that hate each other, like, you know, it's Cain and Abel, you know? There's an awful lot of stories that just, they're like the same things again and again, they're just told in different ways.
Yeah.
You know, maybe is
I just had a
Harry
thought.
Potter...
It's-
Oh, go for it.
I think there's actually three. I think there's three villainous archetypes. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. There's the structured villain, like Loki. There's the LOL, I'm so evil villain, like every D&D, BBG, or like fantasy villain. And then there's the madness villain. I forgot when people get stretched so far, they fall in the madness. Like, of course, Hannibal
Riddler.
Lecter from Silence of the Lambs, or the Riddler, where they've fallen so far into madness and insanity, they're no longer even to be considered human. They simply act out irrational. Like, when you think of Hannibal Lecter as a villain, he's an extremely smart dude in the books, but he just does horrible shit. I think because he's just. They've fallen so far down, or I guess we also with the Joker too. They've fallen so far down the rabbit hole. They're stuck in fucking Wonderland.
They
Like-
overdosed on lead pills.
You know who I'm thinking who was
There's too many black and red pills. Let's go back in the rabbit hole.
who is actually quite a good villain, and he has means of why he's doing things.
Hey,
Jigsaw from Saw.
it's been a while since I've
I
watched
quite-
the movies.
Yeah.
What was he
Jigsaw
doing
is
for
one-
again?
Jigsaw is a very complicated villain.
Yeah.
Where he wanted folks to relish why they were alive,
Yeah.
and it's a That's one of the ones where I hate the movies, but I love that villain because it's such a complicated villain in Megan Left. There she is. But
I don't know what happened.
But Jigsaw, that villain, he's trying to make people feel something because he's dying from cancer. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler if you haven't watched it already. All the Zoomers, what? When he started?
I think it started 20 years ago.
He's dying from cancer. He's like, because he's feeling death. He's trying to make himself feel alive. And I guess he falls. It's kind of like a kind of a structured in madness type villain where I will make others feel alive and make them cherish their. Because I guess one of the things where he was like, I'm dying, and these folks aren't cherishing what I'm not gonna get. So he wanted to try and cherish the life they had.
Did he
same time,
horrible people though?
Yeah, well, no, he would pick just random people.
Random people.
I thought
random people.
Were they?
So it's one of those things where, like, in his mind, if they didn't fight if they didn't fight with all their might and their traps to live, they didn't deserve to enjoy the life that he wasn't going to get. Very, very complicated villain.
Yeah.
And actually, a very good one. Thank you for that. I actually forgot all about him. And also, at the same time, there's also fucking Skeletor. Why does he do what he does?
I'm playing Skeletor at the minute.
He wants the power of Grayskull. He wants to, be the dude. Skeletor is a much simpler version of a villain, but he's also a great example of a villain who is fucking, like, he's somewhat comically evil, but it's got structure behind
him. He's a definition of
comically evil.
Yeah. Next time, Skeletor.
Yeah.
But
I've actually having a lot of fun playing as him, honestly. I haven't, it's the most fun I've had playing in a while, and I've been really enjoying him, so,
Yeah.
But I think I'm just, like, so the problem is, I feel like, god damn, I'm getting loaded into being like a good guy, so I'm making him more gay, so I haven't said, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, if he's going to be like rampant, like hyper over the top homosexual, or like hyper over the top homosexual and evil. Like, and so you have to call everyone bigots and shit like that all the time.
So, speaking of, like, you mentioned earlier Dexter, and you mentioned the guy from Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Two dudes who kill people, but they're both very different.
Very different.
And why they do what they do. Like, Dexter, he just wants to kill. And he kind of reforms his mind into, I'm going to kill bad people. That way, the guilt.
He's protecting himself, though.
It's one of those things
he's
where,
just
like,
fooling himself in what he's doing.
Yeah. Did you watch the ending of the new one?
The new one's a new one?
Yeah, there's a new one.
Yeah,
after 10 years.
Yeah, what about
It's been 10 years.
Yeah,
what's it called? Dexter New Blood or something? New Blood? Dexter New Blood.
I mean, I'll go and watch it, sure, because I actually quite like Dexter.
I very much enjoyed it. Everyone else on Twitter seemed to fucking hate it.
But like all your writers out there, or DMs, which like I want to make a BBEG or a bad person. Like I have my Fae and other characters for all the books. I want you to come, like, this is what we said earlier. Pick up 3 villains. Pick up the guy from Jigsaw, Dexter, and Hannibal Lecter. One is evil because he's gone so far into madness for whatever reason. He's just doing these horrible things and trying to expand his madness. That's what my take is. Then you have Dexter, who just has to kill, and there's a reason why he kills. It goes through the whole background thing with Dexter.
He was born in blood.
Yeah, and basically he was more or less born in blood, and he has to kill. But the thing is, though, he's killing bad people, sure, but he is
still
killing.
It makes him feel better about himself.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, it's not mutual combat. When you're creating a villain or a anti-hero or an antagonist against your protagonist, you want to keep it not cartoony, because if you want your players or your readers to enjoy, because they should enjoy the antagonist. It should be enjoyable. Not so much that you want them to root for him, like he's like Syndrome from The Incredibles. You don't want to like root for the guy, but you want to be understandable. So I would say you have 3 types. There's the emotion-driven villain, or the structured villain, like Syndrome is born out of jealousy, or there's one from a movie called it's where he's like it's a guy who's sent to prison for doing the right thing.
It's a movie?
Oh my god, I know exactly the one you're on about. It's fucking Con Air.
No. Well, actually, I suppose Con Air would work, but
Cinderella.
Alabama.
Nah, I'm pretty far from being okay. No, not Con Air. It's
Con Air is the best movie ever made.
Law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, that one too.
I would do Con Air man one night.
The first villain should be more or less built upon an emotion like vengeance or jealousy.
Yeah.
You guys would be amazed or not amazed how many crimes happen due to jealousy or vengeance. Just a spited human. Or, as you once, when we're thinking in this way, a spited super predator, which is spited by another super predator. It's going to cause a lot of carnage.
You can do that with any, like, you put any, like, the 7 deadly sins and, like, turn them into
but
you know,
what I'm saying is, your first, like, archetype, where it starts out with one little thing, and picture the villain like a spiral staircase, where it's going to fall down with the current events. You can build this evil guy up with substantial, understandable events that caused him to be where he wants to be. The second kind of villain is simply the one that's born evil. The guy who he's just born from evil and wants to do evil things.
I don't know if people can be. I don't know. I'm really.
I think it's all to do with nurture.
Yeah, I used to think it was more of a mix between nature and nurture. But the more I really get into stuff like
it's
this,
nurture.
I don't know. It's so hard to say.
I know.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing.
You know what? I think it would be kind of fun.
What?
Having a character, but working with the DM, but having a character like Dexter, but the adventures are actually trying to find who's doing all these murders, but they're in the adventuring party.
Yeah.
So basically, this kind of character would be like Dexter, where they have to do certain things, and it's always bad based, and they're just compelled, natural to do them, not without greed or jealousy. They just have to do them. That and then your third kind of villain,
dark passenger.
Yeah, dark passenger. And then on the third kind of villain is ones who are just absolutely mad or insane. They've fallen so down far the rabbit hole, they're now wearing the Mad Hatter hat. Like, they're just that kind of evil. But the hardest kind of balancing thing is making them all not cartoonishly evil.
Yeah, like Dick Dastardly.
Yeah, like your players or your readers should fear the villain and understand them to an extent, but not find them like just kooky, crazy, like, oh, that wacky villain, there he goes, bring another orphanage. No, keep it somewhat grounded.
They could tell me that my own character was Gobby, but I don't think he was evil at all.
Gobby?
I don't think he was an evil character.
No, I think Gobby was just
completely evil. What are you on about? It's like, I don't think he's actually
I don't think he was well,
okay.
He just kept burning down orphanages. He just couldn't stop.
Well, he did some evil things, but
he did make a deal with the Lich.
You guys didn't fucking speak up.
Exactly, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, because you didn't want to get melted.
Exactly, but you made a fucking deal with him to fuck up another planet.
And who profited from it? Me.
Exactly. I'm not evil.
Well, look, I think it worked out quite nice. And yeah, I could say he's quite committed some acts, and Teal wouldn't have it that I. So I had this idea for blowing up the sun, right? We found there's this here.
Not evil, by the way.
Well, look,
blowing up the sun.
Look, it was my idea was to use it kind of like as a bargaining tool. What you do is like, well, this planet, you're gonna have to kind of give us all your shit, and if you don't, we're gonna blow up your sun. How does that sound?
And he wasn't evil.
Well, it's not like yet was actually going to do it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so the idea was, have you ever heard of blind mold?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was going to do was, because I found actually found blind mold. It was actually in
in that cave.
Yeah. We actually found some. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if I could get some of this, how much do I actually? And if I could just put it on a spell jammer and then just dive it into the sun, I think it would work.
Not evil.
That's more cartoonishly evil. Like, well, blow up your sun.
Yeah, well, that's what
it's very skeletal.
Well, that's what I was going for. I needed a bit of money, alright? I just needed money. And I don't just because I had the means to be able to blow up the sun doesn't mean I was actually going to blow up the sun. Although I would have done it if I had the chance to.
But the other thing is making a good villain. You have to do your research and understand the mindset, and it will. You'll read some pretty dark fucking things. Like I've read and seen some dark things and talked to some dark people because I want to understand what it meant to really, write a villain.
Oh, I got you something for you. Megan, did you read it? I think I deleted the video. Toy Box Killer.
Oh no, yeah. I read it.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
I don't know if I still have the video up or not. I might have got
read it.
Anyway, so he used to play.
David Parker Ray.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember if it's still up on the channel or not. I might have deleted it.
I'm pretty sure I read it, or I might have just listened to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely did it in Texas Speech a long time ago, so I did.
He was a New Mexico killer, and he had he had a trailer that he called his toy box.
It was a little sex dungeon.
Yeah.
Shit you'll ever see.
We watched a documentary on him as well.
Yeah, you had handmade dildos with nails on them and shit. It's really next level. Honestly.
Oh, I literally just got a big shiver up my back.
And that's more sexual sadism than that.
Yeah.
Which is still evil, don't get me wrong, but that's definitely for sexual release and pleasure of just being an evil bastard. Of course, you could do a D&D campaign where the heroes have to stop a fucking Parker Ray who's just torturing and fucking village people. Like, hey, this guy's got to be stopped, and that's an evil that many folks can go. That's definitely wrong. Unless you have like a really weird TG players, like we should definitely help this guy. What? No. But that's one of those really easy ways to get a villain where you're like, okay, this guy's
you need to
evil.
think like what went wrong in people's lives to be that sick, like
depraved.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into making a good, because you have to think like what fucked this dude up? Like, did you see his favorite puppy get
what
crushed
fucked
by
this
a
dude up
semi-truck?
that he made fucking 10-inch dildos with nails, 10-inch girth?
Honestly,
and that's where
I've got an idea for this, guys. Me and Meg were actually talking.
He has an
this.
idea.
It's not an idea. It's not an idea. It's more of a. I've been thinking about it, right? So, what was like don't really bad. So like 60s, 70s, just even also there's loads of like next level.
Oh yeah.
I believe what moved so many soul colors. First of all, I believe it was Korea and Vietnam were notoriously pretty bad wars. A lot of people.
Well, Vietnam's one of the ones where that would cause the third trope, the rabbit hole killer, where they've seen so much horrible shit and probably had a lot of loss where it drove them insane.
Yeah. And what I believe what happened was, so a lot of people come back really fucked up. They treat the kids horribly, and I believe it's also the first time humans have ever had mass access to porn, and that's why I kind of believe it's the people on the fringes cracked first. You see, and I believe that's why you get so many of these like people, because I believe most serial killers, I believe like a good easy 90% of them, it's all like sex driven in some weird way, shape or form. It doesn't, they don't have to actually be doing the sex, but I do believe it's needed doing the sex. the dancing with the kids at hip hop.
That's one of those things where I think that's saying I think it stems from the emotion of frustration where like maybe they've been they're basically an incel for the first like 20 years of their life, or they're impotent and like I need to have some kind of release. Like there's a scene in the Alien movie where the android shoves that rolled up magazine in Ripley's mouth. Yeah. So there are ways where you can use frustration, especially it could be a sexual element as well to most evil people. But there's so many things that, because the sex thing is the most simplest reason. It really is. I just want me go bang bang girl. That's one of the most simplest ones. Now, now the fun ones, the quote unquote fun ones, are the ones that get complicated.
Would you not say cannibal actors? It's a form of sex though as well.
The whole eating people?
Yeah, I would argue it is. I would argue it's definitely a sexual element.
Especially the way that he like prepared it and stuff.
Yeah, he put a lot of love and care.
Care into preparing his meals.
You could call that an intimacy kind of thing, where he's lovingly preparing
the
person.
cooking can be quite intimate in that sense if somebody's really fucking into it. But the fact that he's dealing with people meet.
Yeah, makes it a bit even
Yeah.
more disturbed.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
other
that's
thing-
more like
well,
the forbidden pleasure thing, like when you hide a nudie mag from your mom on your mattress, you get this little surge of adrenaline where you're like, oh yeah, I'm being naughty.
Or you go on incognito mode. It's like, ooh.
but that could be a kind of thing where it's your spiral staircase. First, you hide your first nudie mag from mom. Bottom of the staircase, you're eating some dude's fucking brain. Like, it's just that fucking
Yeah.
spiral
Well,
staircase.
I do think that some people just can't hack porn. I do think there's a lot of people
I think
out there.
just people go into the spiral of porn.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
people start watching porn.
Like
and
that
they
weird
just-
Guardbro guy, fucking paralyzed control.
Yeah.
he keeps talking about fucking anime and shit. It's like weird. He actively walks around where like
Look how thick my
anime
wife
girls.
is, bro.
Well, and then so this is the other thing. So I believe serial killers. It was all mass production of porn and it being so accessible. What I believe with like, school shooter types and like mass shooters, I believe it's social media that's driving this.
Oh,
Oh, for sure. 'Cause
Social media is
definitely-
big.
That's definitely a stressor where like it,
Well, 'cause
it
you can't
causes
see
constant
from it.
pressure on the brain.
It's not
Yeah.
like you can. It's not like it's happening in school and then they leave school and then they've got like a break from it at all. It's so with
Yeah.
social media.
It's not like us. Like we
24/7.
went to school and we went home from school and like that was it. You might
Yeah.
have phoned
Well,
your
you're
friend.
you're kind of free from it because
Yeah.
you would leave all the people, and nowadays, I mean, you have this fucking
It's
computer in
constant.
your hand. You constantly have access to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's an
And some
extension of
folks
yourself
lack-
almost.
Well, so some folks lack the ability to just turn that shit
The
off.
switch
or
off.
leave it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
They
Well,
have
they've
to
been
constantly
born
be
into
on the
it.
cutting
Like,
edge.
like fuck. There's a lot of people that
Like you see, like 5 and 6-year-olds run about smartphones nowadays.
Yeah, of course.
It's like-
Which fuck them for having the goddamn thing. I didn't get one. I was 6 fucking years old. Like I got a fucking like a stick and a hoop.
I was lucky if I got a shiny yo-yo.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Bro, is that a brand new yo-yo?
I had a Polly Pocket.
But I
like,
definitely
it's just-
think it's social media is the, and again, I think it's the people on the outskirts. that are
And that's
cracking
where,
the most, and they're ones
like you
that
see
crack.
nowadays, that the anxiety among among kids have like has like skyrocketed. The amount of kids who have
Well-
anxiety. Not saying that it wasn't a thing before, but the amount of kids who have it
I think
and
it's
who have
definitely
social
worse.
anxiety because they're that used to talking and communicating through their phones.
Oh, and God knows
Well,
what
that
COVID's
and
been
like the big boof didn't help, but it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's a parent's problem in not teaching these kids how to talk to other human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are times where people rather text each other than call each other because I don't want to talk to them. You know.
Yeah.
And as dumb as it sounds, the guys who go to the game store, no matter how bad they are still more socially adept than like current modern children because they're not talking
Yeah.
to fucking anybody.
Yes.
Well, that's why one of the things I really enjoy about role-playing games is because they are just hyper social. See, this is what got me because I loved Warcraft. Like back in the day, I really enjoyed World of Warcraft, and the thing that I think what made me enjoy it so much was just how social it
The
was.
online community. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, that's also why Modern World of Warcraft
It's
sucks
shit.
so much
Yeah,
because
because-
there's just no social concept. You're just going into
Yeah.
fucking like these timers. And you get to meet people, like a single dungeon. Like, all right, bye. There's no
yeah,
like back
what
in the
killed it.
day.
you had to actually talk to
you-
people. Yeah,
Well, that you had a server,
Yeah.
and you'd be known on your server for what? Like, I was known. I was known for the worst fucking reasons, but I was
What did
known
you
as
do?
my character.
Guess.
Did you master? Were you? Is that
No,
what it was?
I had a fucking Tauren named Horn, and I would go around a PvP server with a pair of overalls, a flaming pitchfork, and a shotgun, and I would kill everything I saw. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was still known for what you did, and if people would know, and you would know, hey, I know you, I recognize you from that fucking Wailing Caverns run or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, like I think right now we're breeding serial killers right now because
Yeah.
kids are so socially
So
inept.
so
Well,
detached from
you know, I
reality.
think that's the problem with the kid I've got is it doesn't really affect. I would argue it's like the sign of reality. It's like
Well,
you're-
I would guarantee
it's-
that-
I would argue it's like a form of eating your kids by
Yeah.
you're
Like,
forfeiting them.
Yeah.
Like I'll guarantee that in the next 10 years you're gonna see a huge spike in murders because
Yeah.
these kids are gonna fucking flip. Like, why are so many school shootings? Yeah, I fucking wonder why. Like,
Yeah. That's why I almost feel bad for a lot of
What I was thinking as well, you know, like during the whole coup, how it delayed you know, like young ones, I mean like young, going to kindergarten,
very young,
P1, first grade, whatever. Within those first couple of years is the most important for children. To learn how to be around other people, learn how to communicate, learn how to react, facial expressions, everything.
Like, I'm not a fan of skill at all.
And they're getting flung in now at what, age 7?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, I kept calling humans predators, or basically we are pack creatures, where we learn social cues from our pack. It's like you guys as parents are gonna catch on to all this shit super fucking fast, where because y'all gonna see kids where you're like, what is wrong with that fucking kid? And you're like, what is wrong? And you realize, oh, the mom's on her cell phone, not paying attention. The kid's like in the sandbox upside down, it's fucking face under. Like, what is wrong with that kid? Because even she-wolves will raise their pups in a very particular manner and expose them to other wolves so they can learn that you don't try and smack the other wolf's ball sack with your nose, or you're gonna get bit in the face.
I said we seen that today. We took Ozzy to the park.
Oh yeah,
and put him on the swings. But there was
the
three.
Park is so important.
Yeah, there was 3 other kids. He's still too young to like. Obviously, we just put him on the swing and was swinging him, whatever. Yeah. But there was 3 other kids, and 2 of them.
Say about 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, 2 of them were playing together, and their 2 dads were standing talking and like playing with the kids, like, oh, do this, let's go do this. But they just randomly met at the park. There was another little girl who kind of stood off and watched the 2 play while her dad was on a bench. Not talking, looking at her phone.
Faces when she turns 32. All right.
Yeah, she's gonna be
She was just standing, looking at them because she didn't know what to do, and her dad was sitting on a bench, staring at his phone.
Yeah.
The whole time.
And that breaks my heart because
I
dad could go, hey, go talk with them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But like, there's no. Well, basically, any parent's a shepherd, and you gotta like. Or even a gardener, you gotta cultivate this child to not be a fucking serial killer in the 40s.
Yeah.
And fuck them up as little as what they already have to be.
And it's a job that folks are just fucking up because, I mean, I don't even know. Like it should be intuitive.
You see what you do is you just give them a tablet and call it a day, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. You just sit them on the sofa and give them a tablet. That's it. See,
you don't need to
people use like tablets and phones and the TV as a babysitter nowadays. I don't get it.
Yeah, and that's not really a bad thing per se, but it's all they're getting. They're only getting that tablet. They're not being taken out in public. Because there are kids who like, you go to the movie theater and I want to beat your fucking child because you haven't taught your kid to shut the fuck up in a movie theater. And my God, I will do it for you if you don't get your kid quiet. But like, these parents aren't doing the thing. And back in the day, it was a rarity. Serial killers these parents were usually very nurturing. You beat your kids, which you do when they're naughty. But for the most part, these parents raise their children. Yeah. Now you got all these other parents nowadays who aren't doing that. It's going to cause in my opinion, it's going to cause an explosion of either low-grade killers or mass shooters because these kids are so just unadjusted.
Or just kids with terrible, crippling anxiety and social anxiety that they can't do anything. They won't be able to work because they can't go outside to be around other people.
Back when we were kids, there was always that one little weird kid who was like, I don't want to go talk to people. And like, okay, he's actually autistic, sure. Nowadays, everyone their fucking mother is fucking autistic or on the spectrum.
Or ADHD or has some form of thing.
Your kid's fucking normal. You're just fucking him up because he doesn't know any better.
And I'm convinced kids with ADHD and stuff just need out. They just need walked. Take them to the park.
I think they just
what they need is basic training. If I had my way, I would send every fucking goober ass kid to fucking basic to learn stuff.
Yeah, give them a hobby, put them into a sport, put them into a club, something to be able to be around other kids.
I would say how many people are in society whenever VR becomes good enough.
I just want to go to VR Titty Land, please.
Yeah. Well, like, you know how many people will? Like, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will just live in that.
The amount of times I got invited to VR strip joints, I would go there and just people watch. You bunch of creepy motherfuckers.
Of course you would. Yeah, say that.
There was a girl named Cherry, and I miss Cherry. COVID got busy. She got busier during COVID doing pole dances because everyone's on VR chat. But her name's Cherry, and she would invite me everywhere to these strip clubs because she thought I was funny as fuck. Because I was like a leopard gecko, and I would shit talk these other dudes or something. But more or less, Cherry makes her work because she bought a little mocap, and she has a pole in her fucking house.
Oh, so she was able to do the show.
And she'll do actual pole dancing, and will post proof she's actually hot, which is funny as shit. So they'll pay her a lot more money because not some fat dude fucking doing a bumping around on a pole. It's an actual hot woman. And she says she has a library of all these avatars. So say someone wants a fluffy fox girl tail to do a strip pole joint, she'll put on the avatar and do the thing. But more than likely, you are correct where when VR chat explodes, people are going to withdraw completely from society.
Pornography and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
Like, at least in some way, at least that's somewhat socializing. At least
But that's the thing as well. People are going to be so anxiety ridden, not know how to be around other people, that they're not going to go out and make relationships. They're not going to go out and find meaningful relationships enough to be able to have kids and stuff like that because they can't do it. They're socially inept. They can't do it.
There was a really, really good one Sam Hyde said a while back, and it was about if you're like lonely, if you're like in fifties and lonely, worst thing you can possibly do is like go on Discord and find like other like lonely guys and like sit in VC all day and show each other fucking live leak videos.
You guys are forgetting that Japan's having that problem right now.
Yeah.
Japan's having a problem with that right now because people aren't going out and fucking because they're not leaving their apartments.
Well,
yeah.
I think in the future.
Well, it's same in America. What is it like over half?
Well, no.
The statistics came out in America the statistics came out the other day that over half of American women
over 30 don't have kids.
Yeah, but that's on the coast, not in middle America. That's two different cultures you're trying to compare. It's kind of comparing you guys to the English. Not the same. So, like, in the Midwest, we got, like, Texas and the South. I mean, we're
very
also
traditional in the sense of... Traditional in the sense of they want to settle down, have babies and all that by the time they're 30.
Well, that, and for the most part, we're raising our kids the same way we were raised. They're going outside and playing and getting in the grass and getting bit by bugs and shit.
Yeah.
Then you have like on the coast. I mean, think of Californian kids where they're going around in fucking like Soviet era gas masks and they're like really bathing
really
in fucking
crunchy
hand sanitizer.
moms.
Yeah.
Like you're only allowed to eat whole wheat bamboo sticks. That's it.
Yeah, only
chocolate. What is that?
Free range, cruelty free rice cakes with fucking carob sauce. Yeah, it was fucking.
I mean, like it's not a bad thing to like to have like.
Oh dear, but
you know,
I still know people. I know people who their kids are like 5 and 6 and they've never ever had any form of sugar.
I know that's just my.
It's like what do you do when you go to a birthday party? Oh, I bring my own snacks to the birthday party so they don't have to eat the cake and the sweets.
Which is going to literally ostracize that kid from other kids too. Well,
I know, it's like your kid's going to be the weird kid.
Yeah.
You're making your kid the weird kid.
I love how folks were like, hey, you know, they're having a kid, like you two. Like, yeah, I know they're having a kid. Well, it's going to be really fucked up. Like, no, it's going to be a great kid because Megan and James are going to literally nurture this kid correctly. Because they're, well, a lot of folks were like, hey, is it?
Oh yeah, they were. They were going, oh, this kid's gonna be fucked up.
No, here. So I got a lot of DMs like, hey, is it true? What true? They're gonna have a kid. Yeah. Well, this is like super cringe, right? Like, no, this is basically a Northern Irish couple. So it's a completely normal fucking kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't see Megan or James like, hey, go to the fucking game store, go talk to other kids, go to the park, put your fucking shoes on. Like, you two are those kind of people. Especially Megan. Megan's gonna be an absolute
what would you do, right? What would you do if your child came out to you one day and it's like, "Da, I'm sorry, cringe.
Oh,
Oh God.
to the shed you go.
To the lounge. Send him to the
No, but we like.
Pulls out shillelagh. I'll show you what's going on. No,
I
go,
was
go.
brought up. I was brought up completely different to what you were,
Yeah.
and I
Well, actually, Megan, you worked in the chippy like for most of your youth, didn't you?
from I was like 12. I worked in shipping.
Yeah.
People go like, "That's really bad." No, you learned about social etiquette and business management. And
I learned how to
money
hang a shelf by.
Yeah,
I learned
yeah.
how to hang a shelf by the age of 6. I
and
was putting down flooring by the age of 10 with my dad. I was always out. My dad brought me along because
Absolute
my dad had
fucking
two.
Chad
My dad had 2 girls.
Sigma female mindset.
My dad had, but I also was in beside my mum, you know, doing the washing, doing the cooking. But I was like with my dad, you know, building things, and like he taught me how to change a tire and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's. And I was thrown outside and came home with a box full of bugs and dirt, and I hid them under my bed.
hated
My
that.
mum hated it. I had bugs underneath my bed in a box.
It was quite funny. What you want?
Which is why, like, they say,
Megan's
hey,
mom-
why they said, like, no, this could be completely fucking normal because Megan's there. No offense to James, but Megan's really like, I got this shit.
Yeah.
Megan's mom said, "Oh, I swear to fuck's sake, it turns out a geek like these two for fuck's sake."
And my mum's like, "No, don't get me wrong. James is very intelligent, but you are both geeks.
He's gonna be into all that hi-fi
sci-fi."
Well, what's a high sci-fi side? It's like, fucking Star Wars and all that shit.
Star Wars with your laser beams.
Yeah, that's what she says. It's funny. I was to her tutor, so it was the other way.
So,
But one of
like,
the first, I said, James, one of the first things I can't wait to do with Ozzy is get him a pair of welly boots and get down and do rock pulling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, catch baby crabs and catch this and go out on a nature walk and like pick up rocks and see what different bugs we can find and stuff like that. Like my child's gonna eat dirt.
Yeah.
Well, which is why the chance of y'all's kid being a serial killer is so fucking low. Like, it's so low.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think
Meanwhile, the kid who can't have sugar and hasn't seen the sun for 16 days is going to be fucking just chopping up people at
Yeah.
the fucking middle school.
Which don't get me, I'm still gonna let him, like, we're gonna be sitting playing video games together
Yeah,
because
of course.
we all play video games. He's gonna be playing video games, we're gonna be watching movies, he's gonna watch TV, he's just gonna be a normal fucking kid.
it's a happy medium. All,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A happy middle ground.
Yeah.
We've been recording for about an hour and a half. Any final thoughts? I don't know.
So, final thoughts for me is going to be literally, despite all we said, we're going to make a villain, make a good villain. Give it a reason. If it is just, he's just mad as fuck and evil, plot the course. Plot the map of how your villain got to work. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know, for me, I kind of want to make a villain fabulous, and I want him to be like having a lot of fun. I want him to like. It looks like he's actually enjoying himself in what he's doing. I
Yeah.
can't explain to you anything else to that, but I just want if the villain's having fun, the players will probably also be having fun.
Yeah, I would like
Honestly,
a JVN type villain.
If you had a
Well, what's
fabulous
up?
villain,
Jonathan Van Ness, you know the one
If-
from
if you
Queer Eye, with
Yeah.
hair, but like a
Yeah.
villain.
I want
if
something
you
like
had a
that, but like
villain-
Hades. From
Yeah.
imagine a gay villain who just really hates straight folks and wants them eradicated. That'd be a
Dang
great
it.
villain.
Well, that's kind of what I'm
Fucking
getting at.
breeders.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be about it. Hopefully we'll try and get these done more often, but like, you know.
We all got sick as fuck for like 2 weeks. And I'm
Yes.
still not there. It's actually a good test for my voice if I can record tomorrow.
Yeah, my
so.
tonsils are still the size of fucking testicles, and I can't
I
hear it in my
know.
ear.
I would like to try and do this weekly. So
I feel like I have a massive ball sack in my mouth. I'm not even gonna lie, like in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Speaking of ball sacks,
But yeah, I think that's about
Yeah.
it. If you guys have any questions or if you want to actually like,
other
give us
topics and
and
such.
if you guys have any for topics to touch on, I would definitely like to hear about them.
If you guys could please buy my book, I beg you. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
yes!
here, Guardbros, have you seen our cow titties yet?
the what?
Cow
Oh,
titties? Have you not seen our
You haven't seen our cow
milkers?
titties?
Cow tip.
Oh my god! Right, hold
Our
on.
big milkers?
Yeah, our little gigantic milkers. Hold on.
Oh, these, my boobies, my massive titties.
Booba!
Let me just get
My
hold on.
what was it? My hunker doinker boinkers.
There you go. There you go. I'm sending it into the chat now. This is I'm going to send Garbu the uncensored versions, but of course YouTube I'm going to have the censored
Uncensored.
versions.
Oh my. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like actual milkers.
So yeah, that's
I don't hate this. It has areola bumps. That's some good quality sculpting right there, actually.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so if that's the type of shit you're interested
It
in.
does have bumps.
Yeah,
It
we
does,
let-
doesn't it? Yeah.
But lots of our models have that. Have you? But you know, like we also do sell a lot more than just Kummer Beat. But I'm sorry to say, a lot of people just buy
Sex
Kummer
sells,
Beat.
my guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got into this argument with someone a while back.
He says to the porn artist, "Okay."
why do you sell all this stuff? It's like, well, because people buy it, all right? You know,
Yeah, I'm not gonna not sell it.
We do sell like a lot of other stuff that like
You can buy that isn't like this.
Kummer Beat, but like if people want to buy the Kummer Beat, like put it like this, half the stuff we sell is like normal everyday models you would have, and then the other half is all Kummer Beat.
This.
Anyway, look guys, if you have any topics, we'll love yous to leave yous.
Buy Guardbros Book.
Yeah, get
Links down below.
Yeah, you've got a new book out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a sequel out.
Yeah, we need to actually pick that
Also,
up.
my plan is that my fifth book's gonna be a fucking smut book because fuck it.
Why not? You know
Why
what,
not?
Garbo, you should have done that sex calendar. We told you about getting the sex calendar. Why have you not done the sex calendar? You've already got like the
Yeah.
fucking Viking outfit there. I think you should make the most of it.
God damn it! Wait.
Do it.
Well, look, it's only the 3rd. It's only March, so like 2023. I think
It's
like,
just around the corner, my guy.
You do have enough time. Like you got a good few months to get that in production. Start soon. Just putting that out.
Or you can just buy a book and save me from the fucking shame of that particular nonsense.
Oh.
But
Or do tasteful nudes?
Yes, Guardbros tasteful nude calendar.
Yeah, you know, like have a big cup of mead just like placed where it should be, and you
Odin
just
fucking wept.
yeah, guys. I think we should all bully Garbo into doing this calendar. But like, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any subjects, let us know. If you're stayed for this long,
congratulations.
yeah, not bad going. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next.
Bye.
Bye.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties. Oh, titties. Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic.
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot. Do you
Look,
guys...
we've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week, we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video.